How's it going, everyone? We have another top 30 visit for the Packers, and this one's a pretty high-profile one. It is cornerback Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama. So Kool-Aid McKinstry is the 5th best cornerback on the consensus draft board, and is currently ranked 24th overall, and is projected to kind of go in the late first or second round. He was invited to the combine, but unfortunately didn't test at the combine due to the fact during the medical evaluations at the combine, it was shown that he has a Jones fracture. In case you don't know what a Jones fracture, essentially it is a broken bone on the pinky side of the 5th metatarsal. He's getting surgery on it and has actually had surgery on it already and could and should be good to go by training camp, hopefully. But before he had surgery, he did have a pro day, which he still ran a 40-yard time. So overall, for his RAS profile, he comes in at 5'11", weighs 199 pounds, had a vertical of 34.5 inches and a broad jump of 10 feet and 1 inch, and ran a 40-yard dash of 4.47, which gave him a RAS score of a 7.54. Now, once again, this whole testing was done at his pro day while he still had this Jones fracture. This was 2 days before he had the actual surgery. So the fact he tested this well with that fracture is a bit impressive. So usually the Packers at a 7.54 might not go for him in the first round, but because of that fracture, it's kind of skewed his RAS score and is actually probably a bit higher than he's actually showing currently. So a pretty good sign that probably helped his draft stock, honestly, to test this well under that fracture. Now, with his 40 time of 4.47, that currently ties him for 15th best amongst all cornerbacks. But of course, once again, I feel like he still could have ran faster if he didn't have that injury. Now, for his collegiate career, he played 3 years at Alabama and played a significant role in his first year and was a true starter for his final 2 years. And he mainly played on the perimeter. So in 2021, for his PFF grades, he had a defensive grade of 67.9, a run defense grade of 85.1, tackling grade of 81.4, a pass rush grade of 67.4, and a coverage grade of 63. In that year, he was targeted 27 times and allowed 14 receptions, which was good for a 51.9% completion for that year. Then in 2022, became a starter for that year, played 872 snaps, had an 82.5 defensive grade, 79.2 run defensive grade, 75.2 tackling grade, and an 81.2 coverage grade. He was targeted a whopping 80 times that year and only allowed 37 receptions, which was good for 46.3% of the passes completed. Then in his final year, he played 848 snaps, had a defensive grade of 88.8, run defensive grade of 83, tackling grade of 78.7, a coverage grade of 87.8, and was targeted 39 times and only allowed 19 receptions, and which led to a 48.7% completion rate. And while he was very, very productive and didn't allow many catches over there in Alabama, he also didn't really pick the ball off. So he only had 1 interception in the year 2021 and 2022 and didn't have an interception in his final season. Now, in 2022, he did have 15 pass defense, and in 2023, only 7. But they obviously didn't target him that much because of how productive he did in his sophomore year. So what are the pros to Kool-Aid McKinstry? Well, he is a long arm defender who shows the versatility to play in man and zone coverage, shows good vision and route recognition. He shows the ability to sink his hips into breaks and has quick feet to transition, shows a very good burst to drive on the ball, very good lateral movement and press coverage with the ability to quickly get in phase and in the hip pockets of receivers. Long strider with good speed to carry receivers deep and also stays calm with the ball in the air. And he's a willing tackler who comes up to support the run. Now, as for some cons for him, he can be high in press and he doesn't move his feet to mirror at the line of scrimmage, but opens and runs without rerouting in press. Inconsistent tackler who doesn't always wrap up ball carriers. Lack of strength causes him to struggle to disengage blocks and face guards receivers downfield and rarely gets his head around to find the ball. Slower timing between getting in phases and locating the ball, which probably contributed to why he had a huge lack of interceptions during his collegiate career. Now, obviously, Kool-Aid McKinstry would be a great asset to the Packers. It's just a matter of what position and how the draft kind of falls to them. Before today, we had a lot of drafts where we wanted Cooper DeJean. Well, after his pro day, he's probably not going to be available at 25, and he's going to have to be a trade-up target because after his insane pro day, he's not dropping. So now enters Kool-Aid McKinstry, who will probably drop into the first round, or do they want to wait to the second round? And also, we have a lot of mock drafts where we're targeting an offensive lineman due to the fact that's such a huge need. So there's still a lot of openness of if we're going to go after Kool-Aid McKinstry, but I wouldn't consider it out of the realm of possibility. He has a very good profile and very good athleticism, especially considering how well he tested with a Jones fractures. So it's going to be a little bit interesting with who else we decide to bring in and where we feel like we want to go. Gutekunst loves taking a very young player with a high RAS score and someone that could develop in the first round. And that's kind of Kool-Aid McKinstry. So it's definitely a high probability we could go after him. But once again, with offensive tackle, we'll see. Along with if we want to try to trade out for Cooper DeJean. But let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And as always, go Pack Go.